Yeah. Yeah.
Beyond obviously the death of John O'Keefe, which is the biggest tragedy in this, then there's also the lives of those who have been enduring the harassment with that very black and white thinking over the last couple of years here. This is Allie McCabe on the stand talking about just the insanity, the unnecessary insanity that they've endured.
And what, if anything else, are you're close friends with Colin Albert, is that correct?
Correct.
What, if anything else, has either your family or Colin Albert and his family undergone over the course of the pendency of this case?
Objection.
No, the door's been opened. I'm allowing it.
Well, basically harassment.
And harassment by who?
Bloggers, people online.
And what, if anything, in relation to Colin Albert being in the house has occurred as far as the harassment that you're talking about?
Can you rephrase?
With reference to what you were talking about as far as the relevancy of Colin Albert being in the house at that time, what, if any, harassment was there in relation to that and in relation to Colin?
Well,
Objection.
No, go ahead. She can answer.
Colin wasn't at the house, so he's being harassed for. He was not at the house when John was there, so I drove him home. So the people are harassing him, saying he was at the house when it's not true.
When you speak about harassment, what specifically type of harassment are we talking
Constant phone calls, emails, awful messages.
Objection.
I'll allow it. Focus on this witness, not Colin Albert at this point.
As far as you and your family, what, if any, type of harassment have you received?
People showing up at our house, people emailing my school. Just like a lot of harassment. Can I have a moment, please?
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have some, thank you.
And how long a period of time has that persisted for?
Very long time.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
I have nothing further.
All right, Ms. McCabe, you're all set.
That just makes me so angry to see. I mean, and we all know where a lot of that's coming from the piece of shit blogger that is the ultimate malignant narcissist that is rallying up these people to be so angry. And it's have you ever seen something like this where you have complete strangers who really have nothing to do with the case, nothing invested other than they want an outlet to be angry at?
I mean,
they just
like
get
the closest thing I've seen was Koberger, like
Yeah.
pre-arrest. Like I saw like just the same kind of thing, but with people that were even more tangential than like the McCabes,
Mhm.
that are, where people were just accusing them of being murderers. Like it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like that is the danger of social media. Like
Yeah.
that is because she was a perfect example of how very real it is.
Yeah.
It's like, like how this impacts people's lives. I mean, I did an episode of, my side pod, The Docket,
Yeah.
like back during the Koberger thing after they made arrest, like just blasting creators that like do that kind of stuff. And like, I had somebody coming at me yesterday. I was like, I've never called anybody a murderer. Me talking about the defense theory of the case is a far cry from
Mhm.
me saying that people are murderers or contacting witnesses. I would never do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we talk about the theory of the case because that's what we have out there to
Sure.
consume. That's not even in the same world or universe is contacting families or
Yeah.
going to their homes, contacting their
Well,
schools.
and that idiot is like is encouraging people to do that sort of shit. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's I mean, it's baffling. A-
Well,
a-
I mean, and that's why the judge was, I mean, she's equally upset by it.
yeah,
No matter what went on in that house, to involve the children,
yeah,
like she was never in that house.
no,
You know what I mean? It's like, why is anybody like pulling her into this? Like,
Yeah.
what does she have to do with it other than she came and picked up her cousin to give him a lift?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just the outside world involving themselves in any criminal action to me is completely improper.
Yeah.
Like it's not okay.
It's
You know,
insane. Yeah. I
and
mean, it's, yeah.
yeah, it's and that was like a perfect example of like what it does to people, like
Yeah.
in a very real sense.
I mean, the
Um,
trauma that she's going to have the rest of her life, and everybody else who's dealt with these morons.
well,
It's
and the
just
thing is, with this case in particular, where like there's never going to be a situation where this trial is going to end and we're going to be like, aha,
oh yeah,
that's what happened.
yep, no,
That's never happening. And it'll be the same thing for Karen Reed.
yep,
Like if Karen Reed didn't hit John O'Keefe, her life has been irreparably damaged
yeah,
and destroyed in a
hmm,
way that she'll never be able to live the same way that she did.
sure,
Everybody that thinks that she's guilty now and thought she was guilty going into the trial is still going to think that she's guilty. She's
yeah,
still going to think that she's a murderer.
yeah,
And in the same with the people on the other side who were like that think that something went on in that house.
yeah.
It's like
It's like a
that's why
cult.
I tell people all the time, and I say it. Look, man, like I could buy a theory, but it's always subject to being vetted at trial.
Yeah,
And that's exactly why I said it, because as soon as I started seeing the witnesses come on, I'm like, yeah, this guy might be, being a little slippery about this, but do I think that? And we said it like last week. Like
hmm,
I can't climb on board a massive conspiracy that includes 8, 9, 10 people in the house, which includes children that were there, like teenagers that were there for Brian Albert Jr.'s, his celebration of his
yeah,
birthday. And then you're involving the cops and you've got to bring first responders into it like that. That just doesn't happen. Like
no, it
it's too
doesn't.
much.
It
It,
just
it doesn't,
doesn't.
like, not to that extent. Now,
No,
could it happen where you got a close knit like group of people in the house? Yeah, I mean they could keep something under wraps, but
hmm,
like, and then they get like one dude like Proctor. She's like, all right, man, you got to look out for us on this one.
yeah.
But like I've never thought that anyone intentionally killed John O'Keefe
No,
ever.
I don't think so either. I mean, what's scary about this is, I mean, it's almost a lesson in cult-like behavior. Anyone, I mean, you can certainly have your opinion either way and think, well, I think this is the theory, I agree with, or that, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You can express it online, but when you take that step and you start following a leader to start harassing people and family members and people that have nothing, there's no reason to do such a thing. You're not just passionate about a case, you've been indoctrinated into a cult.
Yeah.
And if you don't realize that, wake the fuck up, because that's what you're doing. And that's it's scary. It's a prime lesson in it. And I think we'll look back on this. It's almost as a study in just how
Yeah,
easy it is to do that.
like and it's like what really the study is the study of the power, the terrifying power of social media.
Yeah.
Like this world that we live in, where there's instant access to thousands and thousands and millions of people,
Hmm.
and you're going to find people that are buying what you're selling,
Yeah.
no matter what it is. Like the impact of social media, like there need to be massive studies done
Yeah.
in terms of just how dangerous it is. And like I said, like the Koberger thing to me was repugnant
Hmm.
in terms of like innocent people being like called murderers and put like by big accounts
Yeah.
that have like a lot of reach, and them just putting people on blast that there was no evidence whatsoever that they had done it. Because again, there's a difference about talking about theories of a case, which we do all the time.
Yep.
I'm always talking about theories, but that's why I always preface it by saying it's all subject to trial.
Hmm.
Like talking about a theory is one thing, but like in terms of reaching some kind of final conclusion to where you're pointing fingers and calling people murderers without having the shit vetted at trial is insanity, man. And it's like I just like I can't, like I've never subscribed to it, and it's like it's the opposite of everything that I stand for, really. Like I'm such a big trial
Yeah.
guy
Completely.
that like I'm telling everybody, wait till trial, no matter
Yep.
what side you're on.
Yep.
Like, we don't know shit. All you know is what two sides are saying
Yep.
based on what they've heard from a state's theory and a defense's theory without any of it being vetted at trial. We have to wait till trial. That's the entire purpose. Because if the state has great evidence, the shit's pleading out. I got news for you. That's what happens a vast majority of the time. The state has great evidence. The defense knows it. We're not going to be go to trial and win this thing. Plead it out. I'll get you the best deal that I can. When something goes to trial, there's issues of fact that are out there that exist that can be interpreted differently. That's why things go to trial. So I'm always saying, like, anybody who's adamant about anything prior to trial is full of shit. They weren't there. They don't know a goddamn thing.
Nope.
Quit telling me you know somebody's guilty. You don't know anything unless you're the murderer. Then you're the only person who knows. So, yeah.
Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Bruschi, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching.